AM 1260 and hornfm.com, where the Longhorns play and Austin talks sports.
Thursday on B&E, it's a lot of quarterback stories to get to, including the Longhorns. Get to the latest. NFL, college, quarterback decisions being made. Also, buck on a buck off Thursday. I can say buck onto this. Some people will buck it off. Let me say, if you don't have a job or don't like your job in Austin, Texas, shame on you. Because I was just reading this in the Austin Business Journal.
Kidding me?
It's unbelievable.
Can't find a job?
I know. Austin Business Journal reported recently that according to the Austin Chamber of Commerce, more than 250 companies are considering relocating or expanding to the Austin area, meaning in and around Austin, not just Austin proper. 250 companies, which will employ a lot of people. And it also, in the story I'm reading right now, talking about the hiring just surge that is going on in Central Texas, that HEB is looking to hire over 800 new employees. Dell has got over 600 positions they're trying to fill. Tesla is going to need to hire 10,000 people in the coming, as their new plant comes online. I mean, this is, and I know not everyone is qualified for all of these jobs, but there's good paying work out there, I can tell you that.
Especially the ones that listen to this show.
Well, for sure. I mean, that's...
Or should I say the Blitz?
I know it's just more and more people coming, and it's more and more traffic and crowds.
But there are jobs available. Every time I turn around, there's somebody, we're hiring. And
then they're not just jobs with growth potential, jobs with upward mobility, and for great companies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the exciting part. So, and more coming. 250 more companies looking to expand. Heck, I just saw Apple bought a big building out here on 360 on Capitol Texas Highway, another big office here.
All right, Big Dog, while you make me laugh because you're funny, you can't. We have to take a sabbatical away from saying, good morning, you dumbass Aggies. We can't do that on a Blitz. We got to stop that for a little bit, settle that down. It's cute. But I don't like the Sooners. I got Aggie friends, so let's try to stay away from that. I know that's your moniker, and it's cute, but we need to chill on that one a little bit.
Think so?
Let that one simmer a little bit, please.
Yeah, Big Dog.
Take
it easy.
I almost fall out of my seat, but we got too many friends.
I do have a lot of Aggie friends, no question.
Yeah.
So
do it to the Sooners. If you say that to them, that's fine with me.
Well, Aggies number 6 in our countdown.
Yes.
Sooners today number 2. Both are doing pretty well. You're chasing both in recruiting battles and on the football field, and that's what Steve Sarkisian needs to address fairly quickly. But Haynes King has been named the starting quarterback at Texas A&M, and when we spotlighted Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies, we talked to the insiders about that, and it's Zach Calzada's big pocket guy, big strong arm passer. Which, you thought maybe with Jimbo Fisher and his history with quarterbacks and James
pocket
Winston
gas, yes.
and guys who love to be in that pocket and fling it, that maybe he'd be the guy. But nope, it's Haynes King out of Longview, Texas. Great high school career. Father's a football coach. Speed. Our friend Olin Buchanan told us he's one of the fastest players on the Texas A&M football team, and that he's going to bring athleticism and the ability to ad-lib and make plays with his feet and his arm. So we'll see in Jimbo Fisher's offense. That's going to be fun. That is a loaded backfield with running backs. They got some pretty good weapons and a really good defense. Aggies feeling pretty good about the Haynes King decision.
Yeah, and I did not create the milk crate invention when I fell out of the porta potty on Bevo Boulevard. That's not where it started. When I fell off the curb,
you didn't know the curb was there. Your footing was lost. But I know on Bevo Boulevard with all the drinking that goes on, everybody there thought you were drunk. When you see this guy
old black dude. Oh, yeah, for sure.
old black dude come tumbling out of the porta potty.
What is this old black dude? Why did he fall out of the porta potty? Because the porta potty was halfway in the middle of the sidewalk, so I thought I had more sidewalk. But then when I stuck that foot down and there was nothing but air,
down goes Bucky.
I immediately start turning to the side.
Did you do the shoulder roll?
Oh, I did shoulder roll, shoulder, hip, and kept the dome out of it. And I still remember the young couple that were there that reached down to me, like wanted to shoot me up in the air right away. And I said, hey, let me sit up first here. Don't start pulling things while I'm down on the ground. Like I can pop right up. So I had to sit up first, and I said, oh, okay, give me your hand now. Let's bounce me up. Everything's in order now.
Well, Bevo Boulevard's coming back in 9 days, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Maybe you can do the zip line this time. You can jump on the zip line at Bevo Boulevard.
Not doing that one.
Come on.
Don't like zip lines.
So there's going to be a Ferris wheel. At the Midway.
Don't like getting
Smokey's
up there.
Midway.
Nope. Remember, I'm the guy that you read about. 1 in 5 million that he would fall off the Ferris wheel. Read about him. No, I'm that guy. I don't do those dangerous type of things.
Well, we will be at Schultz Garden. I know that with you guys will be on Beeville Boulevard. We'll have a crew at Schultz Garden and having a good time there. It's going to be lit, as the kids say. You know, we know our pregame show starts at 11:30 in 9 days on that Saturday to get you ready for Texas and Louisiana. We told you about the big party at Hayes City Store next Wednesday to get the football season underway. Pluckers Roundtables tonight and next week. So we are all full force into football.
Did I tell them what's going to happen in Louisiana? Did I tell anybody what's about to happen to them? Yeah.
You're planning on buying that championship ring back?
Absolutely. In game 1. I'm getting it back in game 1.
With the Hook'em Horns.
Yeah, 37-16. That's
Texas.
37-16 Texas.
With a lot of number 5, a lot of Bijan Robinson.
Lots of him, lots of the second running back, lots of the third running back, and finding out who your receivers are. Don't fancy it up. Leave my burger with just cheese, mustard, and ketchup. That's all I need, okay?
Okay, so listen, the decision, you wonder, because Jimbo Fisher made it official yesterday down at Aggieland, and then you wonder if Steve Sarkisian makes a similar declaration today. 11 o'clock, scheduled to meet the media. Today they're practicing. This morning, they're getting into the morning workouts because the team goes to school. Remember, they play school in the afternoon, and classes have begun at UT. And so we'll see. I mean, we'll obviously keep it locked in on Light the Tower, and Jeff and Craig will have the latest into shirts and skins today. But the media availability, I mean, does he continue with, no decision made? Or does he say, you know what? And if indeed, as the reports have indicated, Hudson Card continues to run with the ones
right
in the week where they're installing the Louisiana game plan so that they're ready to go for game week next week, you have to feel like it's only a matter of time.
They're in installation now. They're
sure.
They're working on Louisiana, yeah. This Thursday all the way through next week, obviously. Yeah, they're working on that right now. So if he's your starter now, he's probably going to be your starter on Monday.
Yeah,
and Tuesday of next week. So
and as we said, Chip Brown reported that there's been no declaration to the team, but the team's watching practice. They know who's out there running with the first team and who's not, and so that whether you say it or not, the actions speak louder than any words you would speak in that regard.
What's key is how many catches is Kai money going to have in a game. I think that should be an over and under each and every week on this show. How many catches for Kai Money? I'm going to say in this game, I'm going to give it 3 catches for Kai Money.
Ooh, how about if I say over 2.5 catches?
Yeah, 2.5
for the money man.
Yeah, for the money man. I'm
going to say over.
What, Zay?
I think he's on the 2 deep.
You're saying over?
Yeah. Well,
Zay, what is he doing?
Probably
here?
Right at about that. Maybe catch or 2. So I probably should say under. I don't know if he has 4 or 5 catches.
But you're thinking at least 2. In game 1, at least 2. Yeah, I'm going to go. Zay, what do you think?
He's been watching Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith film
calling them
all
up
year. Over.
You think he called those kids up already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like Casey Thompson hit up Sark. He asked Sark, hey, you got a number for Devontae Smith? Got a number for Jalen Waddle? I want to learn their craft.
Ooh. I'm saying 2. I'm not going more than 2.
We'll see. We know they're looking for weapons on the outside to go with Jordan Whittington and Joshua Moore. Gosh, the Xavier Worthy buzz continues. The freshman. I heard the interview with Brendan Schooler, the safety, saying this kid's really good. I mean, we're having a hard time with him in our secondary. He's electric. He's taken to the offense. He's not at all, and he's really fast. So
yeah, I'd love to see a speedster that can catch and run.
Yeah. And
on that new turf.
On that new turf and that Steve Sarkisian offense. So we're 9 days out and getting excited. The other football quarterback conversations that we've talked about this morning, Trevor Lawrence officially named the starter in Jacksonville. That was only a matter of time. Now, there is a line of thought that, for Urban Meyer, who's got a long leash, he's just taking over, and it's a total rebuild of a 1-15 football team. Is it wise to put him out there behind what is a pretty leaky offensive line? They've lost Travis Etienne. This wasn't a great draft for offensive linemen, so they didn't really invest in the offensive line. They're still pretty bad up there. They've looked bad in the preseason. Would it be smarter, big picture, to let Gardner Minshew take the pounding and then have another high draft pick next year, and then really attack the offensive line and some other skill players.
They're still going to have a high draft pick. Don't worry about it.
I know.
Even with him starting a quarterback.
Do you risk shell-shocking your franchise quarterback? Or do you go, you know what, Troy Aikman won 1-15 in his first year. You just take the lumps and learn from it.
Dude, earlier in the week, the Cincinnati Bengals were about to play Joe Burrow in the last preseason game. Now, how stupid does that sound? Hey, let's be smart about it. Joe Burrow should not be taking the field until you take the field. In game one with that offense. He should not take one preseason snap. They were talking about giving him some reps in the last. What are they, nuts?
But we think Dak Prescott should.
Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, Dak Prescott would still have a better chance with that offensive line than Cincinnati's offensive line in the last preseason game. And I just think you just be careful. And I think Trevor Lawrence, if Trevor Lawrence was 6'1" and he was 109, if he was Spencer Rattler, no. That guy is as big as most of the guys on the field. He's a big dude.
Yeah, I think that's just a debate topic. I didn't think you let him learn. I think you let him go. But and Urban Meyer's got to put him in favorable, opportunities to have some success. You aren't expected to be a very good team.
Get rid of the ball quick. You can't have long drop back passes with that guy right now.
Well, now ETN's not going to be there. He was supposed to be a factor, especially in their passing game. Remember during the offseason, Urban Meyer had his running back, Travis Etienne, doing wide receiver drills exclusively, trying to
caught a lot of balls at Clemson.
They were going to use him as a kind of a slash player, but he is now out too. So that story happened. Teddy Bridgewater gets the job in Denver over Drew Lock. And, man, the story in New England is really interesting with Cam Newton missing 5 days of practice here, big important days of camp. Mac Jones apparently yesterday shredded the New York Giants defense in a 11-on-11 joint practice. We read the tweet that he had 35 of 40, and at one point hit 18 straight completions, and was just dissecting the Giants secondary with the new weapons that they have in New England. Does that something? We know Cam Newton's biggest issue right now is shoulder and accuracy. Mac Jones is showing accuracy, the ability to deliver the football and anticipate the throw, hit the window, just like we saw at Alabama. He and Josh McDaniels are getting that done already in New England. That's a developing situation.
It is, and he looks good. He looks like a pro, standing in the pocket, moving around, those little subtle movements that he has in the pocket, and his anticipation on where guys are going to be. It's pretty good for a rookie
really
quarterback.
Good.
He looks really, really good. Lots of folks in here going to Kai Money over.
Ooh.
Over. Some say 4 catches in this game. It is Sunbelt football. I'm going over now. I forget it. There you go. Say you're absolutely right. Over 2. Forget it. He's going at least 3 to 4 catches in this game. I'm going with the over. Someone said the over is 1.5 for Kai Money. I'm definitely over.
I think that's probably right. If you were making an actual
yes line for it. Okay, so I'm going the over. I'm going the over with about 3 to 4 catches for Kai Money. I'm with you there, Jason, on this. Yes, okay. Kai Money goes over. I'm going to get me a little board here, a little
tote board,
little whiteboard here, and write this down on each and every game.
We should keep score.
The over and under.
We should keep score.
Hey, they're professionals. Why can't we keep a little score?
I think we can.
Okay. Kai Money board. The money board, we'll call it.
The money board. It's in honor of Kai Money.
That's right.
The wagers you make, and we'll keep a percentage. We'll see how you do. You claimed you could do 80% this year. I don't know about that.
Boy, that's a lot investigated.
I will take
Kai
the
Money.
under on that for sure.
Hey, as a professional, I need to call him and say, hey, I'll call Sark. Sark, you need to get him the ball. You need to get Kai Money the ball.
Sure, I'll love to hear from you.
He and Chris Beard?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
When are we going to get Coach Beard back on?
We need to get him back on, man.
But you can apologize and tell them no,
I am
they
not
really
apologizing.
Do like playing basketball here.
No, until
they like basketball.
Until I see them actually go to the place and get into it, I'm going to say no. They still don't like basketball here. They like to coach.
Chris Beard's still grinding, man. Hitting the recruiting trail.
Man.
He's a grinder. He's a grinder. There's no doubt about that. But football season is here. We've got, how about tonight? Even the high school football. We know we talked about the local area high school football. Taco Shack Bowl will be on, I think that's on Channel 51 or whatever, the KBVO channel that they have at NBC. Roger and the team do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Craig Way is actually doing color commentary on the Taco Shack Bowl tonight from House Park. Like, he's on the TV broadcast. Craig's going to be
because Roger's doing the play-by-play.
Yeah, because Keith Moreland's doing Little League World Series stuff, I think.
Yep.
And he's not able. So that'll be fun. Also, ESPN's got a game tonight. South Lake Carroll against Highland Park.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mentioned I saw Todd Dodge yesterday in the building, the head coach at Westlake, and he said, yeah, I'll be watching that. It's his son, of course, Riley, the head coach at South Lake Carroll. So that's a high school game that'll be of interest. So if you're looking for it, it's out there. NFL preseason ramps up. Is there any reason to watch the NFL preseason this weekend?
No.
Do we know what we get in week number 3? Anybody playing anybody as we get towards the final cut down?
We got Cincy trying to play their starting quarterback that they spent all that money on their first-round draft pick.
He's their franchise, and he got hurt pretty severely. By the way, the report in Cincinnati is that the receiver Jamar Chase is not having a good camp. Yes, dropping a lot of balls. Remember, they used the 5th pick of the draft on Jamar Chase out of LSU.
And I thought Smith was better at the time, and he's been hurt. Is he playing at all?
I haven't seen
for the Eagles.
I haven't seen anything.
Is he still hurt, Devontae Smith?
No, he's good now.
He's back. He
he's
was a
back?
minor injury. But the report since he's just not having a good camp. And remember, he sat out last year, opted out, didn't play, kept himself in good shape. But that would be concerning because they chose receiver over trying to invest in an offensive lineman for Joe Burrow. And did you see maybe the steal of the draft so far? I mean, it's early. I mean, this is a total overreaction. But in L.A., the Chargers can't say enough about the big offensive lineman out of Northwestern that they took.
Oh, yeah.
Playing left tackle.
We had talked about how good his feet were.
And he is, they're saying he's just walked in and he's going to be a walk-in starter for them. And if their offensive line is improved with the Chargers, look out because they've got receivers. They've got, by the way, we were talking about sleeper running backs. Aaron Eckler, the little slash running back of the L.A. Chargers. I'm telling you, he could rival, do some Christian McCaffrey kind of numbers because they're going to throw it to him. They're going to hand it to him. He's a really good player, and they've improved that. Rashad Slater is the kid's name from Northwestern.
Son of a coach? Is he son of a coach?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure his free throw percentage in high school is like 81%. So he's a good free throw shooter. Austin Eckler.
Jim Rat, is
Austin
he?
Eckler is his name. Jim Rat.
Yes.
Jim Rat.
Yeah,
no question. But, Chase Daniel. I saw a quote the other day from Chase Daniel. Of course, he's the career backup quarterback who has been behind the guys like Drew Brees and just years and years behind really good quarterbacks. And he said this guy Justin Herbert is just as good as he's seen.
Oh yeah,
just
man.
as good as he's seen. He's been a backup.
He was a little quirky when he was at Oregon, but that guy was big. And in the last couple games of Oregon season, you could just see. He's built
starter,
for it.
Right, wise to come back and get that last year under Mario Cristobal.
Yep,
just be really advanced, and I still think that was maybe. I know he was Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, but historically great. And the fact that he wasn't supposed to be the starter, and he was just thrust into the thing when Tyrod Taylor got hurt right before the Chiefs game. He goes on to throw 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, rookie record, and now they've upgraded the offensive line, and they still have great weapons. That Charger team is interesting. It just adds to the subplots.
Sure.
Teams in the AFC and remember the Cowboys play the Chargers week 2 at the Chargers.
After they play Tampa?
After they play Tampa.
What's
he going to do to that secondary?
How
about him throwing around to that Cowboys group in the back end?
I got the Cowboys at the most winning. Is it out of the realm of them just winning 9? Is that about right when you think about it? That's on the low side to you?
So 9-8 for the year?
Is that low side?
Well, they like their defense. That's a tough start, though, and I can't expect them to be on the level with Tampa Bay week 1.
No.
And then they turn around and go to L.A. to play the Chargers before they get the Eagles week 3.
They got the Eagles.
But as we said, even a slow start for the Cowboys, they're in a division where that can be manageable. Because 9-8 might get you in the playoffs as a division champion at that division. Because the Giants, you just heard Mac Jones, the rookie, was taking them to the woodshed yesterday. But how many of their starters were actually playing in that? Giants' defense actually was pretty good last year, so they made massive improvements on that side of the ball.
The head coach doesn't keep running guys off and making them retire.
Yeah, Washington, of course, on the rise with Ron Rivera. And then Philadelphia, who knows what's going on with Nick Sirianni.
Not with that defense.
All right. We'll be back. All right, so there's some football quarterbacks waiting on the Longhorn decision. Will there be one today? We'll find out when Steve Sarkisian meets the media. We will also have another look at the second-ranked team in our countdown. We're taking your buck-ons and buck-offs. It's B&E on a Thursday.
It's Bucky and Aaron.
Oh, someone has sent us a video on Twitter suggesting this is what it would look like if Bucky ever did the milk crate challenge. So I just saw this guy tumble to his demise. I don't think he died, but he landed right on the back of his head.
Like on his head?
Yeah.
Why, people, why?
There's an argument to be made for maybe thinning the herd a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You really want to try to do that and get 7 feet in the air and on a bunch of milk crates?
I don't want to go 2 feet in the air on a milk crate. No, thank you.
Oh, man. Where do we come up with these things? But that's what's out there. We also have fantasy football and football on the brain. Somebody mentioned Austin Eckler is injured. I looked for it. I couldn't find any injury to Austin Eckler.
Doing okay?
Last year he was.
Last year he was. But he's healthy. And then Isaiah was telling us, TMZ, that Jamar Chase might be having some issues because his baby mama apparently alleged
soon to be baby mama. She's pregnant.
Pregnant girlfriend, Instagram model, alleged that he put some hands on her, and so they're looking into that in Cincinnati. So there we go, cleaning up those two conversations. Cray. The Longhorns practicing right now, and then we'll have a Steve Sarkisian availability, as we said, 11 o'clock. Is there some type of announcement? We'll see. That could be just us. And because the last thing he said about the quarterback, Steve Sarkisian, was, I may know when I put my head on the pillow at night, but it doesn't mean you need to know. And, if that's true. And, we'll just read the tea leaves. And if Hudson Card is running with the ones, then, that would tell you kind of where you're headed as you're 9 days out to the opener. But,
yeah.
He's we know he's got a real quick release. We know he's accurate. You've seen him play high school football. He's a premium athlete. Played wide receiver at Lake Travis before getting his turn at quarterback. And that's a must in a Steve Sarkisian system. You've got to be able to, quick release, get the ball out on time and in space, and hit the tight windows. That's really what it needs to be for the Longhorns. So far, maybe he's taken to the offense a little bit more than Casey Thompson has, and taking care of the football.
Well, yeah, and as I said, I think if this is the decision, that's not the safe decision. That's the decision he believes benefits the team better than Casey right now. Doesn't mean Casey can't get back in there, and he has to work. Somebody has to back up somebody. This kind of football, and Hudson Card likes to run with the ball too. You got to have your backup. Your backup has to be ready to play in game number one, in the first quarter, the second quarter, at any time. When you have a quarterback that's an athlete like him, and right now, as a young quarterback, things flash, he takes off. You have to be ready to go in there just in case he does takes off and something happens to him. So, got to be ready to go.
Got to need them both. There's
Absolutely.
No doubt.
You're going to need them both throughout this season.
Well, I know it's been said that, would Casey Thompson move on or whatever? Remember, there's not much Casey Thompson can do. Unless he's going to transfer out of Texas and go to an FCS school to play at a lower level. The transfer portal essentially is closed. That deadline is passed for this year to be eligible and to be able to play. Now, do I think if Hudson Card earns the job and stays the starter at the end of the season, you might see Casey Thompson make a move? And I wouldn't blame him. If he's played behind Sam Ehlinger for all this time and now didn't earn the starting job here, he's probably have to go somewhere else if he wants to play quarterback in the college ranks. He is he loves football.
We saw that with Gerard Hurd.
Remember that a lot of quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
It's just. And you understand it. He loves football. Remember, it was Casey Thompson who, the day Steve Sarkisian got the job, was on the phone with Chris Del Conte trying to get Sark's number so he could call him and get the playbook and start going to work. And that's the kind of player Casey Thompson is. He loves the game. And at the end of the day, you have competitions. You've got to earn the job. And if indeed it's Hudson Card, then you kind of know where you stand. I'm sure it's been a fair process with Steve Sarkisian, and that's at every position. You got to earn that spot. But, I do. But as far as like tomorrow, what's he going to do? I don't know that there's not a lot of options timing-wise. But we'll see. That's 11 o'clock this morning. We also have plenty of football on the brain with high school football, the season starting tonight. And we've got the second-ranked team in our Horn Top 20 countdown for our last conversation.
When you put that uniform on, you better come to work.
It's the Horn Top 20, brought to you by Allstat Beer. No impurities, no regrets. Number 2, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Sorry, y'all. Last time that we have to play that. But that's it.
Woo.
Zay, did you ever find the the Scottish guy, Boomer Sooner that we used to?
No, I couldn't find it.
He's probably got it in his secret Michael Scott vault.
Because the Scottish guy does a great version of this song called "Oh You Sucks," and it's really good. It's very funny.
Pretty good, yes.
I remember one time we played his version of that up at Texas OU weekend down at the Hofbrau, down in the West End.
Oh,
We
yeah.
used to be down there, and they turned it up really loud on the speakers and all. They almost started a fight. It was great.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Then Brian Jones wanted to get a fight with somebody.
We get after the Aggies. This is the group I really dislike. Is this group?
Well, this group's good. They're number 2 in the country. Make an argument that they should be 1, but they got to go prove that Alabama has earned the right to be number 1.
That's right.
But let me ask you: do you think what in your mind can Matt Campbell and Iowa State dethrone this team? Is Iowa State that good that they could beat Oklahoma?
It's only one. It'll probably be 2 games. It won't be just 1 game. They'll have to beat them twice, I believe, to dethrone them. So. If they stay healthy, Iowa State has to stay healthier than Oklahoma. Oklahoma has really nice depth on their team. They do at a lot of different positions, with the exception of running back right now. Their offensive line will get together. They've got all kinds of defensive players still around. I think Matt Campbell and his group has to stay healthy. They can't afford to have bumps and bruises until they play them, and that's late. They have to get through relatively healthy.
There's no question about that, and they seem pretty even. But remember, the deciding factor of the game. Now they may end up playing twice if our projections are right, and Iowa State and Oklahoma are the top 2 teams in the conference. They'll play in Norman in November, but they could meet again. And now Texas wants to be in this conversation, and we'll find out pretty soon, pretty early. Can Texas be in the mix? And it wasn't like they were even last year far away from those 2 teams. I mean, Texas played 4 overtimes with Oklahoma. They lost the game in the closing minutes to Iowa State, but that was a team with Sam Ehlinger and a veteran quarterback. And where is Texas now? We have to see them before we can even put them in that conversation. Mm-hmm. We have Texas as the 3rd best team in the conference. We had them ranked 18, 17, 19, whatever they were. But in the mix. And then there's TCU, and then there's Texas Tech, and then there's West Virginia, and where Oklahoma State. Where are those teams going to slot in? And are they factors? How big of a factor are any of those teams beyond the top 2? But clearly the top 2 teams are there. And here's the thing about Oklahoma. They've been an offensive force and juggernaut in college football ever since Lincoln Riley walked in the door from East Carolina to take over as the play caller. I mean, the offense has been record-setting with Heisman-winning quarterbacks and Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts and now Spencer Rattler. And now the belief is the defense is a force itself. And if that's the case, it's a hard recipe to beat. A team that is really good on both sides of the ball and well coached, like Lincoln Riley teams have been.
Well, if they're confident and cocky, or are they just cocky? Yeah. We'll find out about them. But I thought last year they were just starting to feel their oats, especially on the defensive side. I expect Lincoln Riley to figure it. 2 running backs, 1 running back, 50,000 wide receivers. I expect him to figure it out on the offensive part of it. It's that defense that played. They played a different brand of ball last year, and they're going to be better. But hopefully they're not overconfident in their own conference, and they've got their eye on the prize. But they better take care of their business against K-State, of course, against West Virginia, against Texas up in Dallas, and Iowa State in the end. That'll be seen. We'll find out where they stand as players there too. They should always be cocky on offense, because they got a great play caller. He knows exactly what he's doing. But they're just coming into their own on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? And this is the group that has depth, that has confidence. Let's be careful of the cocky part of it. That's all.
I think that overconfidence and injuries obviously always play a role in. You can't overlook anybody. And I think if
and I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that people are saying that for them. That this is how good they are. It's right there in front of your face. They are loaded.
Well, and I think Lincoln Riley just knows how good this team can be. And that's how did he get all 3 of those really top-end Tennessee transfers? He sold them the vision that, hey, come play for a championship. Come play for something big. We need a left tackle. We need a running back. We need a safety. Those guys bought the vision and understood it, and they've said, hey, we feel like we can go here and really have a chance at something special. So I think there's that element to it as well that they kind of been building towards this year as far as the defensive side, and now adding these, plugging some holes with not just pieces but good pieces might just be the separator.
Yeah, and I think Texas has to play that same way on defense too.
Sure.
I think they have to play with a little more cockiness about them, but they're confident in the scheme that they're involved with PK. But they need to be a little cocky too. The balls aren't going to be up there, and these 50-50 balls, they're going to get those balls. Jameson and guys like that are going to make the plays. When they blitz, they're going to get to the passer. When they put the rush on, they're going to get there. They're not going to get close. but they're actually going to get there. They got to be a little bit cocky on defense, I believe, the Horns this year. But their cockiness, I think, will be because they have a confident guy as a defensive coordinator. That ought to make them cocky because they have the players. They have the players on the front seven at Texas right now, with the exception of maybe one linebacker or so, should be cocky enough in their abilities. They're big, they're strong, they're physical guys, and they have backups.
Yeah. All right, so that's Oklahoma, number 2 in our countdown. Obviously, tomorrow on a Friday, we will be to the top spot, and you probably know who that is, that you've been paying attention. Duh.
Not
Roll
again.
Tide. Hey, so
whatever happens, we just another player.
the factory there in Tuscaloosa. Hey, so Isaiah Collier, can I ask you, we talked about Chris Beard being a grinder and building this roster, and we're getting excited for Texas basketball. What's the deal with Penny Hardaway at Memphis? I just saw where he got the commitment of a big time 5-star kid. He's Memphis becomes a national factor, it appears to me, as far as college basketball goes. Penny Hardaway.
After Michael Jordan, when it comes to like shoe influence and branding, Penny is right there.
Really?
Oh, man. Penny's shoes are absolutely legendary, and they match perfectly with the Memphis colors. And he's a pretty good coach, and he relates to players very well. And you could tell with, the guys that he's getting. Like, I think he has the 2 top players in the nation going to Memphis next year. So, yeah, as long as he's not cheating, Kenny's rolling it out there.
Amani Bates is the latest commitment, 5-star.
Compares to Durant.
Really?
Huge compared to Durant. Huge. Like,
where's he from?
Michigan. So when he was in the 7th grade, people were already comparing him to KD. And if you watch him play, he plays a lot like him. That jumper's smooth. He has that slight build. Obviously, he needs to put on some weight. Like
6'8",
KD,
200.
But he can hoop.
Is he a Little Penny? Is he Little Penny?
Little Penny?
I ain't Little Penny. Classic Chris Rock right there.
I used to love those commercials, Little Penny.
Absolutely.
Those were great. Remember Penny Hardaway? Remember when he was a big deal? I mean, he was a really, really big deal, Penny Hardaway.
Good.
And now he's the head coach at Memphis. So we're talking about Texas as a possible top 5 team next year with the roster that Chris Beard has built. Keep your eye on Memphis as a factor in that conversation. All right, we'll come back. We will reset all of your top stories. A couple more buck-ons and buck-offs before we get out of here as well. Hand it off to the Light the Tower guys as they'll get the high school football season underway. You know that, like shirts and skins through your midday. RBKD this afternoon. Remember, with RBKD, that is the Pluckers College Football Round Table. Today's the day. They'll do a couple of hours of normal programming, then 5 to 7. It'll be the round table with the experts from the Horn and other guests talking college football and previewing the college football season. That's today at Pluckers, the Anderson Lane location right there on 183 here on the Horn.
It's Bucky and Aaron.
Oh boy, this is probably a buck off for most, but didn't know this. Did you know this Monica Lewinsky? Remember her? Remember Monica Lewinsky?
The one that he did not have
relations with?
Well, she is under the table thing. Allegedly.
She is one of the producers of an upcoming series called Impeachment: American Crime Story. And in it...
Is it a slow time in sports, or what is the deal?
No, we got plenty to talk about. I'm just leading this, but
for them.
For them. No, well, it debuts on FX, and it's obviously going to tell the story of Bill Clinton and her.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Well,
sure you did.
Apparently, she made them keep a scene in there where she flashes Bill Clinton in her thong underwear, which really led and began the process of what went on. So there you go.
That was for starters?
That was like just
a little something.
It's also National Dog Day, as we've talked about, so a little extra love for the pooch today. I know they become part of the family. You got the dog. I didn't know that you're getting a new dog, and his name is Lou. Yeah,
Lou is already been
Sweet
born.
Lou.
Already been born, I think, 3 weeks. I've got to wait a couple more weeks. Generally, you get those Pyrenees, those big dogs like that, about 6 to 8 weeks out, and then they're outside right away. You just put a little igloo out there, and that's where they stay. They go in the igloo at night, and they learn how to do their thing. But I'll be extra sweet to this one.
Extra sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good to my dogs. I'm good. My dogs do a lot. They've done a lot for me over. I had the one that lived to be 15 years old, Great Pyrenees. So, Barney.
Barney and Lou. I like that.
Yeah.
And Zay's got the dog Champ, after Champ Bailey, one of his favorite football players.
That's not a dog that Zay has. What he has is a squirrel with a collar.
Is that right?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
You ain't clowning Champ Beezy now.
Champ Beezy, the
Yo.
indoor bed dog. Is he a bed dog too? Is he up there with y'all?
Yeah.
Keeping your feet warm and stuff?
Well, he sleeps on my wife's side more, but
And what type of dog is Champ Beezy?
some type of shepherd. People say German or Aussie, or we know he's a shepherd.
Like a big dog he gets on the bed, the
He's
big
not
dog?
that big, man. He's like Champ Bailey. He's small, but he's tough.
Tough and small. I like this.
Can you say sick him and he'll go after somebody?
Nah.
He's not there yet?
He's not there yet.
It says here that 70% of us who have dogs include their dog's name on their holiday cards. They send out Christmas cards. They include the dog.
70% of you people do that?
That's what it says. Yeah.
Wow.
And did you know, Zay, Australian Shepherds, you just mentioned it, not from Australia. They're not from Australia, so don't get your facts straight. They're originally bred in the United States.
You know how I am. I'm just one that a dog is what it is. It's a dog. It can be part of the family, but what it is a dog. Right?
Yeah.
It's a dog.
But that's changed. You know that. People take their dogs everywhere now.
Well, people are softer now.
Or they're nicer to their dogs.
They're nicer. They're softer. They're snowflakey. Yeah. Yes. Here. Make a poodle your brother today. I mean, really. Give me a break.
It says right here, 68% of dog owners let their dog sleep with them at least once a month.
Put gloves. Better put socks on that dog.
No, we're not telling the dog story back in the day.
You've got to tell the dog story. I'm telling you. There was a story. We'll tell it tomorrow. A little fun Friday.
It was a story of a guy who was in prison.
Yes.
Came out of jail to learn that his dog had stolen his girl. Like she actually was in a relationship with the dog.
Yeah. And the dog had socks on socks on.
Socks on the paws.
Oh, yes, that's right. What if you come home and you notice you come out of prison?
Didn't he kill her or something like that?
No, I don't think he killed her, but when he came home.
Damn mad.
He came home and said, "What's up? Why does my dog have socks on his paws?" That was the giveaway. The dog had socks on his paws. So, guys, if you come home and you've been gone, like on a road trip or something, and your dog has socks on his paws, something's up, right?
Okay, enough.
I mean, seriously.
Enough. I know. No.
And that's a true story. That's a true story. The guy came out of prison. Only to find out dog was wearing his best pair of socks.
They're just like white tube socks, I'm sure.
It was in August. That dog didn't need socks.
Oh.
Man.
That is too much. And it wasn't cold outside.
And it wasn't cold. No, it was not cold in August.
Not cold.
Dog did not need two socks.
Did not. Okay, so there you go. That's the final buck off of the day for the tube socks. But, National Dog Day, so do your thing with your pup.
Man's best friend. Yeah, right.
That is true. Hey, did you see last night in Boston, Miguel Sano hit a 495-foot home run? I mean, just eviscerated a baseball.
That landed at Boston College then.
Yes, he hit it out of Fenway Park, like way out.
That's towards B.C.
It's unbelievable. Golly.
Roof, roof.
And buck on to the Baltimore Orioles for finally winning a game. They had lost 19 in a row.
Careful of man's best friend out there.
Buck, good stuff as always. We're through Oklahoma now. Tomorrow we'll be at number 1 in our countdown. Remember the Pluckers Roundtable this afternoon, talking all things college football. And we'll be back tomorrow on a Friday to get you into your football weekend, and you'll be ready for high school football.
I am ready to go.
Yeah, we'll have high school football scores tomorrow. Good luck at the Taco Shack Bowl at House Park, that Goodwin and Maynard and LBJ out in Nelson Field. So we're going to have a good time with that. So we'll be with us on a Friday. We'll get going at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you missed any part of today's show, including our conversations with Ari Temkin and Tyler McComas covering the Sooners and the Big 12, and you can go find them on the podcast at hornfm.com. Zay, good job. Kiss your dog today. Buck, you do the same, and we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Live, local, and digital. We're always here for you. 1049, 1019, AM 1260, streaming at hornfm.com.